Hello, welcome back. And I think you are clear about why carbon shows a tetravalency, not a divalency. It is because of the excitation of electrons. So it is good if you have understood. So let us move to the next topic now. So I need to clear this off. Okay. So the next topic here is we will be now discussing the equivalence of 4 carbon hydrogen bonds in CH4. Equivalence of 4 carbon hydrogen bonds in CH4. Now, if we see that carbon is forming 4 bonds with hydrogen atoms, right? What are the outermost orbitals that are involved in bond formation? It is 2s orbital and 3 2p orbitals, that is 2px, 2py, 2pz. Right? Now, if we see the shape of the orbitals, this is spherical and all these 3 are dumbbell shaped. So if I say this is the x-axis, this will be the 2px orbital. If I say this is I'm taking the p orbital along this axis and I'm taking the z orbital along this axis. Now, if we say that in the center there is carbon and it is having one s orbital and 3 p orbitals like this. And this carbon is forming 4 CH bonds. So this is the 1s orbital of hydrogen. This is the 1s orbital of the other hydrogen. This is 1s of the third hydrogen. And this is 1s orbital of the fourth hydrogen. So if we see, we can say that this is SS bond, right? This is SP bond. This is SP bond. This is SP bond. Now, if somebody asks you, are these 4 bonds equivalent? The answer will be no. I just want to make one correction. Don't make this orbital bigger than the carbon orbital. I'm just correcting it. Okay. So this is hydrogen. Okay. So now, if I say that these 4 equivalent or not, you will definitely say these are not equivalent. Why so? Because the nature of orbitals involved in the formation of these 4 bonds it is different. But I ask you one question. If CH4 is reacting with some other molecule, suppose it is chlorine, and it is leading to the formation of CH3Cl plus HCl, is there any method by which we can say that which carbon hydrogen bond is breaking? Whether this carbon hydrogen bond is breaking, or this one is breaking, or this one is breaking, or this one is breaking. We cannot tell that. This means all the 4 carbon hydrogen bonds in case of methane are equivalent. These are equivalent. Now from this it is shown that these are non-equivalent. So this figure shows that these are non-equivalent, but from the experimental data, we can say that these are equivalent because we cannot tell which carbon hydrogen bond is breaking. So now what is the solution to this? So equivalence of carbon hydrogen bonds in case of methane can be explained on the basis of hybridization. It can be explained on the basis of hybridization. Now, what is hybridization? So before moving into hybridization in case of carbon, I'm giving you one example which will help you understand it. Okay. Now, suppose you have 4 rods. You have 4 rods. So I'm just drawing these rods. These are cylindrical rods. And I say that out of these 4 rods, 1 is copper and other 3 are iron. Okay, now you want to make a table using these 4 rods. That is, you are trying to make a table in which you will be using these 4 rods as the legs of the table. Okay, so let's draw the table. Okay, now I say this is the copper rod and all other 3 are the iron rods. So you will be, I think, clear that this is going to be the weakest leg. Okay, so now your table is formed in a way that 1 is the weakest leg and other 3 are stronger than that. It is not going to make a good table, or you can say. But consider your table, okay, which is having metal rods. Is it that all the rods are of equal strength or they are of different strengths? They're all of equal strengths, right? All the rods, they have equal sizes, equal diameters, everything is same. Now, how to make 4 equivalent legs of the table using different rods? 1 is of copper and other 3 are of iron. So the solution is we can melt these 4 rods, intermix the material, then again make 4 rods out of that material. Melt the 4 rods, intermix the material, and again form 4 rods which are having equal distribution of both the materials. Now you will be able to make a table which is having equal strength of all the 4 legs, right? Now similarly, when carbon forms bonds with hydrogen atoms, in case of methane, what it does is it intermixes all the 4 orbitals, that is 1 s orbital, which is the 2s orbital, and the 3 p orbitals, 2px, 2py, and 2pz orbitals. They intermix together, redistribute their energies, and they lead to the formation of new 4 orbitals having equivalent shape, size, energy, and all other properties. Now the CH bonds formed will be of equal strength. I think this much must be clear to you. If you have any kind of doubts, you can just replay this video and watch it again. You will get it. This is the simplest way this concept can be explained. So now we are moving into the hybridization of orbitals. So carbon shows 3 types of hybridizations. The number 1 hybridization is sp3 hybridization. sp3 hybridization. Now carbon undergoes sp3 hybridization when it forms only single bonds. When carbon forms only single bonds, it will be showing sp3 hybridization. Now in sp3 hybridization, what happens is the 2s orbital plus 2px orbital plus 2py orbital plus 2pz orbital, they intermix together, redistribute their energies, and form 4 new orbitals. So the number of new orbitals formed will be equal to the number of orbitals undergoing intermixing or hybridization. So this will lead to the formation of 4 new orbitals of same energy, shape, and size. Okay, now these orbitals which are formed, they are having a bigger lobe and a smaller lobe like this. So this is the shape. So we can show these smaller lobes like this. Okay, now when this sp3 hybrid orbitals, the 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals, when they will be forming CH bonds, they all will be equivalent. So this is CH bond, CH bond, CH bond, and CH bond. So this bond is sp3s bond because this orbital is sp3 orbital now. This bond is sp3s orbital bond. This is sp3s bond, and this is sp3s bond. So I think this much should be clear to you. Now, according to Liebel and Van't Hoff, the 4 sp3 orbitals are directed towards the four corners of a regular tetrahedron. 4 corners of a regular tetrahedron. So this is the shape. For if you want to show it in lines, you can just show carbon in the center. This is one orbital. This is the second. This is the third. This is the fourth. So they are, I think this should be drawn a bit better. So we can. Okay. So you can just draw it like this so that we can show that it is tetrahedral. And all the bond angles, they are 109, sorry, it is 109.5 degree. 109.5 degree. So I think this much should be clear to you. So this is the methane molecule. So I can draw it again so that you can clearly see it. Just clear all the things and now just let us draw it again. So one orbital, second orbital, third orbital, fourth orbital. So the shapes are not that proper. You can draw the proper shapes. The previous one was better than this. So this is hydrogen, 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 and the center one is the carbon atom. Okay, this bond angle is 109.5 degree. So I think this much should be clear to you. Now, let us take example of ethane molecule. So it is CH3, CH3. Now here carbon is forming all the single bonds. This means carbon will be sp3 hybridized. So both the carbon atoms are sp3 hybridized. Now in this case, let us consider this carbon. Now it is having 4 sp3 hybridized orbitals. So we can show the 4 orbitals like this. Okay. Now out of the 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals, one orbital is forming carbon-carbon bond. So if this is the second carbon, it will also be sp3 hybridized. So this is the orbital of that carbon. So now they are overlapping to form carbon-carbon bond. And the rest 3 orbitals of this carbon and this carbon, they will be forming CH bonds. They will be forming CH bonds. So we can just remove these lines. So now this is one hydrogen, 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 and hydrogen. 6 carbon-hydrogen bonds are there and 1 carbon-carbon bond is there. Now, if we say that how to show these bonds, this is sp3s bond, again sp3s bond, sp3s bond, and all these 3 are also sp3s bonds. This is sp3 bond. So these are all sigma bonds. So sigma bond is a bond which is formed by head-on overlapping of orbitals. Head-on overlapping of orbitals. So these are all sigma bonds. So how many sigma bonds are there in ethane molecule? There are 7 sigma bonds. So I think this much should be clear to you. Then now next we can move to sp2 hybridization. Just let me clear it off. Okay. So next is sp2 hybridization. So when carbon undergoes this type of hybridization, that is the sp2 hybridization, when it forms a double bond. So we can consider CH2 double bond CH2. Okay. Now, in this case, carbon's s orbital and two p orbitals of the outermost shell, they will be involved in formation of sp2 hybridized orbitals. So what will be the orientation of these orbitals after hybridization? It will be directed towards the corners of a regular triangle. Regular triangle. So here also these orbitals will be having a smaller lobe and a bigger lobe like this. And the angle between these three are 120 degree. Angle between these three orbitals is 120 degree. Now, these three orbitals, they are sp2 orbitals and they will be forming the sigma bonds. Now let us consider the formation of bonds here. So because we are having two carbon atoms in ethane, so we will be considering it for two carbon atoms. So suppose this is one carbon atom and it is having its three orbitals which are at an angle of 120 degree from each other. So smaller lobes, you can also show the smaller lobes. And this is the second carbon. So it is forming a sigma bond. Now, whenever there is a double bond, out of the two bonds, one will be sigma, one will be pi. If there is a triple bond, out of the three bonds, one will be sigma and two will be pi. So here we are first showing the sigma bonds only. So now here it is this type of bonds will be formed. It is sp2s bond, sp2s bond. And similarly, these two are also sp2s bonds. Now, this is sp2 bond. Keep making lots of notes, okay? Do not do it just by looking into it. You need to take notes, okay? So I'm just erasing it. And now we will be showing the complete structure. So I need to select my pen. Okay. So here it is. Carbon. This is the bond. Now, we have already considered two orbitals, two 2p orbitals, 2px and 2py we have considered. So now we can consider the 2pz orbital. So if we say that z orbital has this orientation, it will be like this. It is unhybridized. It is having two lobes above and below, right? Now they will be showing the sidewise overlapping. So the bonds formed by sidewise overlapping of orbitals is known as, they are known as pi bonds. Formed by sidewise overlapping of orbitals. Okay, so whenever carbon is forming a double bond, it will be sp2 hybridized. So next we are now moving to sp3 hybridization. sp3 hybridization. So when carbon will show sp3 hybridization, sorry, not sp3, it is sp hybridization. We have already done sp3 hybridization. So sp hybridization, carbon will be showing when it forms a triple bond. When carbon forms a triple bond, it shows sp hybridization, right? So we can consider a molecule having carbon-carbon triple bond. The simplest molecule having carbon-carbon triple bond is ethyne. or acetylene. It is also known as acetylene, the common name. Ethyne. Ethyne is the IUPAC name. Okay. So now, in this case, both the carbons will be sp hybridized. So here we are considering this carbon. It is having one s orbital and one is any of the p orbitals can be involved in hybridization. So it will lead to the formation of two new orbitals. So whenever there is two things, they are having the arrangement in a straight line. So this is the orbital with the one bigger lobe and one smaller lobe. Okay, so these two orbitals, they are having an angle of 180 degree with each other. True. Now it needs to form a sigma bond with hydrogen atom. So we can show sigma bond with hydrogen atom. Just take the two carbon atoms first. This is the one carbon atom. So these are the two orbitals, sp hybridized orbitals of this carbon. And here we have the second carbon atom. And this is the sp hybridized orbital, one sp hybridized orbital and the other sp hybridized orbital. Now this is the hydrogen atom. This is the hydrogen atom. So this is what we can call, it is sp-sp bond. This is sp-s bond. This is also sp-s bond. Okay, so these are the three sigma bonds formed in case of this molecule. Now we are moving to the pi bonds. How to show the pi bond formation? So I'm drawing it again. So this is carbon. These are the two sp hybridized orbitals. Then again, this is the second carbon, the two sp hybridized orbitals. Okay. So these three bonds are formed. Now, this carbon, both the carbons, they are having two unhybridized p orbitals. Both the carbons are having two unhybridized p orbitals. Now, how to show that? This is one unhybridized p orbital. This is the unhybridized p orbital of the other carbon. And I will now change the color of my pen to show you the second orbital. So here it is. Now they will be undergoing sidewise overlapping. Okay, the two unhybridized p orbitals on both the carbon atoms on one axis, they will be overlapping together, and on the other axis they will be overlapping together. Okay, so now we can show the overlapping of the other two hybridized orbitals. Okay, so this is this simple. So these are the two pi bonds. This is pi, and these are the three sigma bonds. So we are now done with the hybridization of carbon atoms, sp3, sp2, and sp hybridization. And now I just give you a molecule and you need to do it yourself. No doubt I will be giving you the answers here and now. For your practice, I'm giving you this. Suppose we have this carbon chain. Okay, now first of all, how to complete the valency of carbon atoms. Now we need to look for the number of bonds the carbon atom is making. Now, because it is having a valency of 4, it needs to form 4 bonds to be stable. So now here, if we see, there is only one bond. In this case, only one bond is there. So it means it needs to form 3 more bonds. So here we will be writing CH3. On the next carbon, this carbon is forming already 2 bonds here, 1 bond here. 3 bonds are already formed. 1 it needs to form. This means it will be having 1 hydrogen atom here. So you need to see if the valency of the carbon is complete, that is well and good. If it is not complete, you need to just put hydrogens. You need to see how many hydrogens will be there with that carbon. So just move to the next carbon. 1, 2, 3 bonds it is forming. So here will be hydrogen. Then next 1, 2, 3, there will be hydrogen. Again, there will be hydrogen. Now in this carbon, 1 bond, 2 bonds. Now two valencies are to be satisfied. So we will be writing here 2 hydrogen atoms. Here also it will be 2 hydrogen atoms. In this case, 1, 2, 3, 4. This carbon is forming all the 4 bonds with carbon atoms. So its valency is now complete. So in this case, there are 3 bonds formed by this carbon with the other carbon atom. Now it needs only 1 hydrogen atom for the completion of its valency. Okay. Now we will be looking at what will be the hybridization of these different carbon atoms. So I'm writing the same chain again, CH3, CH, double bond CH, single bond CH, again double bond CH, single bond CH2, then single bond CH2, then C, triple bond CH. Okay. Now, in this case, if we see this carbon, it is forming all the single bonds. So it will be sp3 hybridized. Okay. Now it is forming 1 single bond with carbon and 3 single bonds with hydrogen atoms. Next, it is forming 1 single bond with hydrogen and a double bond with the next carbon atom. This means this is going to be sp2 hybridized. Similarly, because this is also forming a double bond, it will also be sp2 hybridized. This is forming on this side, it is forming a double bond. So it will be sp2 hybridized. Here also it is forming a double bond. It is sp2 hybridized. Now again, this carbon is forming only single bonds. It will be sp3 hybridized. This will also be sp3 hybridized. Now this carbon is forming a triple bond. So it will be sp hybridized. And this carbon, because it is also forming a triple bond, so it will be sp hybridized. So this is this simple. Okay, so now next we will be moving to the other topic. So if you have got the clarity, just share in the comments below what you have learned from this video. And if you feel that there is some kind of confusion, you can watch this again. And if still it is there, we will be covering it in the live. Okay, so thank you very much.